Okay, so I'm sure by now all of you have heard about what happened with Christopher Dorner. I think everybody knew that's the way it was going to end, for the most part, that they were going to kill him. And again, I'm not saying I agree with his methods. I don't believe that you should kill innocent people as collateral damage. Um, but I do know there's a lot of corruption in the police force. I mean, it's common knowledge. And especially if you're a minority, inside or outside of the force, you know this to be true. Trust me. I've experienced it. My friends have experienced it. I had a whole deviance and conformity class. My professor had seen it. And especially here in Canada, there was an incident where police officers were picking up um, natives, aboriginals, Native Americans, whatever term you'd like to use, and beating them up and taking them out into the middle of nowhere and leaving them to die, essentially. So, yeah. And just other stuff like that. I heard one girl said that there was an incident where I'm not sure if it was in Canada or the States, but there was a police chief who was, I don't know if coercing is the right word, but essentially trying to intimidate or abuse their power into getting female coworkers into performing sexual favors. And that guy, once he was found out and people reported him, he just got a slap on the wrist and transferred to a different department, still the same rank. And stuff like that always happens. It's the people who report the injustices, the good cops, who seem to get punished because there's some kind of code that you're supposed to stick by your fellow officer no matter their indiscretion. And I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's okay. I think more people need to whistleblow. It's one thing if, um, I don't even know. Uh, as a police officer, you should be transparent and you should be doing things for the best interest of society and not abusing your power. And there's a code of ethics, there's still laws, and I don't believe police officers should be above the law. I don't think it should be, what is it? Isn't it first degree murder or manslaughter automatically if you kill a police officer? I don't think that should be the case depending on the circumstance. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if it was self-defense, then sure, I don't know if it would be manslaughter. But still, I don't think any profession should be above the law. I don't think anybody should be above the law. It doesn't matter how much money you have, where you come from, what your ethnicity is, your background, who you know. I don't care. Everybody should be treated equally. Everybody should be entitled to a fair trial. And yes, Christopher Dorner was a murderer. He did. He killed people in cold blood, people some of which who had no reason to die. But I do think that they should have at least attempted to capture this man alive. Like, how many times have they gone into a situation where there's a person who has gone on a killing spree, a killing rampage? Like Columbine, the Batman shooter guy, um, that one guy that I'm gonna call him the white terrorist, but I know he has a real name. I just can't remember it. But some of these like mass murders, they've been able to apprehend, and these people have actually seen a trial. And why is it that after Christopher Dorner's death and this big dramatic act that you look into his claims? Did you ever stop to think that maybe if you had addressed these issues like you were supposed to, I mean, surely if somebody files a complaint, there's some proper protocol. Surely if you had done that, instead of trying to cover for people, then maybe this would have never happened. And I don't know. I don't know why people are. Well, yeah, actually, I do know. Well, because he killed innocent lives, I guess. But like, if you look at shows like Dexter, I mean, he's glamorized. Where for he's essentially a vigilante. So, and don't get me wrong, man, I wish there were some Dexters out there. I mean, if you're gonna be a serial killer, sure, at least do it with a purpose. Okay. I mean, that does sound bad, but actually, when you think about it, when you think about, I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad, especially when it's a serial killer and you know that they're gonna just keep killing. But um, where was I going with this? Again, I'm not like the president of the Christopher Dorner fan club or anything like that. Don't worship the ground he walks on. I just think that the whole situation was handled poorly, and because of it, a lot of lives that could have been spared are gone, simply because the system failed. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, we know the system is corrupt. We know," as if it's that apathy. It's that apathy that's a part of the problem. People need to start caring about these things, about these issues. You shouldn't be satisfied with the status quo just because it's easy, just because you're comfortable, just because it doesn't affect you. Isn't there that quote when they were like, how did it go? Damn it, I forget it. But something like it was like on along the lines like, oh, they came for the Jews and I did nothing. They came for somebody else and I did nothing, and then they came for me. Like at some day you're gonna be at the bottom of the food chain. Somebody's gonna get you. So if you don't start caring, you shouldn't expect people to care when you're in a situation. Why do people have to let it get to that point before they have to start caring? People need to put themselves in other people's shoes. Put it from a different Look at things from a different perspective. I feel sorry for those families. I really do. But at the same time, think about those people who experienced the injustices at the hands of the LAPD. Didn't it say somewhere in the manifesto that somebody was taking like blood from people just for fun and giving somebody an Indian burn and just using excessive force, like kicking and beating somebody? Like, I do not want those people protecting me. I don't. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say because I just keep rambling.